What's going on, everybody? Today we have got the fourth tactic in the Kaiju series. Today it is a asymmetric 4-3-3 that ended up testing with Denmark and with Manchester City. I wanted to test with kind of like an underdog at the Euros and then as well as an elite tier side. And they both absolutely blew me away with what they were able to do. So, if you wish to give this tactic a go for yourselves, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description. That's where you're going to be able to download the tactic from within the download section of the Discord. But now, I guess, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So, like I said, tested this with Denmark, also tested this with Man City. Denmark's kind of that, I guess, mid-table type club or lower table type club that's an underdog that could potentially pull off something incredible. And then Man City, they are that elite level club, obviously. Now, what I was trying to do was consistently finish within the quarters and semifinals with Denmark with this tactic. And I would have counted that as a win in my book. But this tactic actually helped them do a whole heck of a lot more. They were consistently finishing either in the semifinal or the final, which saw them win the Euros a couple of times. This time, they just so happened to beat Portugal in the final and won 3-3 on pens. But overall, they're beating the big dogs, which is pretty impressive. The only team that they did not beat on this run, or else it would have been an unbeaten Euros run, they lost to England in their group. They beat Serbia, beat Slovenia, lost England. Then they beat Germany and Spain, plus Turkey, and then Portugal in the final. So this really helped them overperform. As we know, they did get eliminated actually in the round of 16 by Germany. So that is the one thing that was realistic about this, was them playing Germany in that round. But this time, getting the best of them. And then, like I said, the club that I tested with was Man City, for seeing what an elite level type club can do with this tactic. And they won everything, as we can see, except for the FA Cup. Instead of winning the FA Cup, they won the FIFA Club World Cup to make up for the loss of that trophy. So they went 6 of 7 on trophies. They were absolutely unbelievable. They scored 125 goals within the league, but over 200 goals in all competitions. They scored a total of 222 goals with this tactic, which is absolutely insane. And now when it comes to how the players performed overall, I'm going to be mainly just showing you Man City because it includes like friendlies and all that with the national team setup, so it wouldn't be completely accurate. So this is what Man City ended up doing with this tactic. Erling Haaland had 74 goals, which is absolutely incredible. Julian Alvarez with 24, Doku with 19. We had 2 with 18, those being Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish. Then we had Mateus Nunes with 16, Phil Foden with 13, and Kevin De Bruyne with 10. When it comes to the assists, Kevin De Bruyne led the way with 33. Erling Haaland, of all people, had 29. Then Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker both had 20. Rico Lewis with 16, Phil Foden with 13. So everyone did absolutely fantastic. But the one thing that really surprised me, I mean, not only Erling Haaland getting 74 goals, because that is pretty impressive in itself, but him, of all people, getting 29 assists really shows what this tactic is capable of. And speaking of, this is how the tactic lines up. We're using tactical board, so I can kind of give you a overview of how things work. So it's got an advanced forward with a complete forward. We have an inside forward, Metzala, deep line playmaker, ball winning midfielder, inverted wingback, 2 ball playing defenders, and a sweeper keeper. That is how we line up with this asymmetric 4-3-3. Now, in attack, this is how it is going to look. The advanced forward moves into the channels, as does the complete forward, so they can kind of be anywhere within the box. The inside forward acts as a wide striker, so he also cuts in. So you're basically going to end up having 3 strikers in a way. The Metzala is going to be going out wide to make up for that space kind of left open by not having a winger. Instead of using that left winger, I switched it to being a complete forward so that we have 2 strikers up top. Then we have the deep line playmaker go up. This ball win midfielder on defense is going to go up. The inverted wingback is going to sometimes take the role of the Metzala, sometimes it'll take the spot where the ball winning midfielder is. So they may end up switching. Sometimes it'll look a bit like that, but a majority of the time it will look like this. Then have 2 ball playing defenders and the wing back supplying that width out wide, because that inside forward ends up cutting in, creating that kind of front 3 with 3 strikers. So this is kind of how it ends up looking in attack. Very good, very potent. The Mezzala will operate out wide as a winger. It can also be inside. This complete forward stay outside and the Mezzala cut in instead, or even the Mezzala stays here and the inverted wingback is the one that ends up going up instead. Complete forward staying out wide. The complete forward's a complete forward for a reason. It can kind of do anything you need it to, so that role is going to be pretty fun to have and utilize within the system. So if you have someone that is very good with goals and assists, definitely feel free to play them as that complete forward, even though Erling Haaland was playing as the advanced forward. But due to having all these options, I think that is why he had the 29 assists, because I've never seen him have over, honestly, 10 assists within any test that I've done. And you will be getting a lot of assists from the Mezzala, the inverted wingback, the deep line playmaker, and the wingback. Not so much the ball winning midfielder. The reason being is because this time, ball winning midfielder wise, I did not utilize it on support. Usually when I use it on support, I'm looking for a player that is not only good at winning the ball, but playmaking wise, and that really helps boost their assist numbers up. But this time it's on defend, so that is why you see it sitting a little bit deeper down by these ball playing defenders instead of being further up here with the inverted wingback and deep line playmaker. And even if it was on support, majority of the time the ball winning midfielder would be here and the inverted wingback would be here. So that is a change that you can make if you wish to do so, and we'll go over those tweaks in a little bit. But now, before we get into the FM tactic side of things, go over the instructions and all that good stuff, I want to showcase a match highlight for y'all real quick in the 2D match engine, give you an overhead look of how this tactic kind of builds up and plays and allows you to outright just dominate like Denmark and Man City did. Highlight I'll be showing you guys is a 6-1 win by Man City over AC Milan in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. So, from those highlights alone, you can tell that it creates absolute chaos within the box the majority of the time. They really could not stop them. They were absolutely unbelievable. You'll notice there were some goals from the set pieces. That's because of the set pieces that I utilize within kind of all my saves as well as tactic testing. So if you guys wish to utilize those as well, they will be down below in the description. I have a video to it, as well as you can download them from my Discord in the download section along with this tactic. But now we're going to go ahead and get into the FM side of things with the tactic, look over the player and tactical instructions along with what roles are used. Alright, so the tactical file that you'll be looking for in the download section of the Discord is Gormy's 433 Kaiju number 4. We've got an advanced forward on attack up top with a complete forward on attack to the left hand side of them. We have an inside forward on attack on that right wing, but Mezzala on attack left central midfield, deep line playmaker on support right central midfield, ball winning midfielder on defend and defensive midfield, inverted wingback on support on the left, wingback on support on the right, 2 ball playing defenders on defend, and a sweep keeper on defend. The advanced forward on attack up top has roam from position. The complete forward on attack up top to the left hand side of that advanced forward was left as is. The inside forward on attack on the right wing was also left as is. Metzala on attack has crosses aimed at center and tackle harder. Deep line playmaker and support has crosses aimed at center and tackle harder. Ball winning midfielder on defend was left as is. Inverted wingback on support also left as is. Wingback on support, however, has cross more often and crosses aimed at center. Both ball playing defenders were left as is. And that sweep keeper on defend was left unchanged as well. When it comes to the mentality, I suggest using the attacking mentality or positive. Don't really go balance. It's not going to get the most out of this tactic. So definitely either go attacking or positive. When we are in transition, we will play fairly narrow in the attacking width. Overlap on the right to look for those overlaps from that inside forward or the wing back. Play out from the defense, work the ball into the box. We use little crosses in the final third, shorter passing directness, slightly higher tempo. When in transition, we counter press and counter, distribute to the fullbacks and the center backs. And once out of possession, we have a high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, and more often trigger press. When it comes to the level of ability needed to play this sort of style and this tactic, I think you can use it with anyone because Denmark should not be winning the Euros, and it helped Denmark win the Euros pretty comfortably as well. Yes, they had to go to extra time, go to pen sometimes, but at the end of the day, they got the job done, and they are very consistent in getting to the semifinals or the finals. They're very, very good with this tactic, and as we saw with Man City, if you are an elite level side, this is going to help you score over 200 goals within a calendar year with your side. So it's absolutely incredible. However, if you wish to make some tactical tweaks, especially if you need a goal late or if you are wanting to kind of try and protect your lead, these are the changes that I would make. The first one would be taking this Metzala on attack to a Metzala on support. It'll just be a little bit less aggressive. Same with the inside forward on attack, put him to on support as well. If you want a goal later on and you have a player that's like a Rodri that can make plays from the ball in midfielder area, you're going to put them on support. It'll help them go a little bit further up, so you'll be relying more on the ball winning midfielder than the inverted wingback at that point. And you can also feel free to put this wingback from wingback on support to on attack. Just know that you will definitely be open at the back if you wish to make a bunch of attacking changes. But if you're wanting to go a little bit safer and you want to put this Metzala on support, inside forward on support, feel free to put that wing back on attack. Then it can definitely help you out a little bit to kind of still stay a little bit attacking. But one thing with this tactic is it will still perform the exact same if you flip-flop it. So if you don't have a right winger for this, then feel free, put them on the left and just switch all the roles to the other side. So it'll still work the exact same if you guys wish to do that, because I know not everyone would want to play it exactly like this with the right winger. Sometimes you might want to use a left winger instead and you just flip-flop where all the roles are. But overall, this tactic is absolutely insane. So if you guys enjoyed today's video and wish to give this tactic a go, once again, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description. That is where you're going to be able to download this tactic from, along with the set pieces I use in today's video from the download section of the Discord. But if you did enjoy today's video, please feel free, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button. Right now on screen will be popping up my most recent Kaiju tactic video, which was a 4-2-3-1 that helped Croatia win the Euros. So definitely feel free to check that out. But until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.